Rig Veda has Madhava as an adjective for Maruta Ganas. A doctrine around Madhava is discussed in Chandogya Upanishad and is passed on through the Guru Parampara. In pre-Vedic times, Madhava worship had a large following. Namaskar. To understand the present-day Jagannath culture of Odisha, it is essential to understand the political landscape of Western and Central Odisha in the medieval times from the 5th to the 10th century CE. Right now I am working on 3 paintings: Gandharadi twin temples at Baudh, Ma Bhattarika at Bodamba, and Nila Madhava temple at Kantilo. The scholars or intellectuals in the colonial period had to create many terms to discuss the diversity of beliefs and practices they found in Indian civilization. And we are accustomed to the terms like Aryan, tribal, Brahmanic, non-Brahmanic. The Jagannath culture is described as a complex blend of all religions. But while the modern day enthusiast is overwhelmed by the intense emotions that Jagannath creates worldwide, the establishment has seen thousands of years and many empires come and go and many precious man-made structures destroyed, but they have not been able to effect a destruction of the belief in Jagannath. In other words, Jagannath is beyond religions and he is the soul of Odisha. Jagannath sect of Odisha incorporates pre-Vedic, Vedic, Puranic, Tantric practices of various sects of Hinduism, as well as unorthodox beliefs of Buddhism and Jainism. So, in this video, I deviate from coastal Odisha and go to discuss the glory of the Bhanjas of Khinjali Mandala. The state formation had already started under the Bhaumakaras, uniting tracts of Tosala, Utkala, Kongada and Odra. The rule of Bhaumakaras in Odisha is fixed at 736 CE, with capital at Viraja. During this time, the Bhanjas were the feudatories of Bhaumakaras, and they have a glorious history in Khinjali Mandala and rule from the capital of Dhritipura. The relationship between Bhanjas of Khinjali Mandala and Bhanjas of Khinjiga Kota, Mayurbhanj, is not yet established, but each of them has a great history to speak of. We have on record a series of kings of Bhanja dynasty ruling from Khinjali Mandala since the 5th century CE. This verifies the claim of many scholars that Gandhadipati is mentioned as the capital of Bhanjas since the 5th century. While Shatrubhanja is described as Parama Vaishnava, his son Rana Bhanja worshipped Shiva, but he also worshipped goddess Stambeshwari. In the Sonepur plate, Shatrubhanja declares himself as both a Shaivite and a Vaishnavite. It was the era of Shatrubhanja when the unique monument of twin temples of Gandharadi came up. Copper plate grants are also found in the village named Dhana Changada, which suggests that Kantilo was under the Bhanjas, who were feudatories of Bhaumakaras. Historians suggest that most probably it was during the time of Shatrubhanja that the existing main temple of Nila Madhava at Kantilo was also built. The temple of Nila Madhava at Kantilo is at a very strategic place where the 3 rivers of Odisha meet, namely Kuariya, Kusumi and Mahanadi, and the Nila Madhava temple is constructed in a mountain called Brahmadri. This place can be called the Triveni Sangam of Odisha. Kantilo during 800 CE was under the Bhanjas, which is proved by copper plate grants of the Bhanjas found in a nearby village called Dhanachangada. King Shatrubhanja was a devout Vaishnava and Kantilo had a large aboriginal Subhadra community. An ancient small shrine had existed in Kantilo From a prior time, the Savaras worshipped Madhava, the predecessor of the present-day Lord Jagannath. One of the triad deities worshipped in this temple is Nila or Vishnu. It is believed that Nila Madhava was worshipped inside a Vyaghra Gumfa by Shabara king Vishwavasu. While in Gandharadi, the Nila Madhava deity has 4 hands with Shankha, Chakra, Gada and Padma, the deity at Kantilo is a little different. The Nila Madhava temple is a shrine encompassing the essence of folk deities that became a part of Vaishnavism. In order to understand the ancient origins of Madhava deity of the temple of Nila Madhava, let me digress from the discussion of medieval temples to the religious atmosphere of ancient India when contemporary religions had not taken shape. The Atharva Veda Samhita talks about the clarity of folk cults in expressing profound philosophical meaning before they got expressed in Vedic terminology. As explained by Agarwal, their implications invested with truthful meaning resounded in the Vedas. Nila Madhava, the deity that is worshipped in Kantilo, is called Kalpanantara or primordial. 4 hands, 2 hands hold Shankha and Chakra, and 2 other hands are placed on Lakshmi and Saraswati. These 2 goddesses have a significant place in pre-Vedic religions of India. This detail of the deity gives away its very ancient origins. A similar deity was found in Bihar and it is preserved in the National Museum of Kolkata. A second deity of Balarama is worshipped in the sanctum, who also represents Sheshanaga. In the traditions of the Pancharatra Bhagavatas, one of the manifestations of Chaturvyuha is Balarama, who is considered as Sheshanaga. The most influential example of Naga worship in folk religion is in the Maniyar Matha in Rajagriha mentioned in Tirthayatra chapter of Mahabharata. The worship of Maniyar Naga is also important for the aboriginal Subhadra tribes of Jara. Jara Subhadra is considered as the ancestor of Subhadras of Odisha. The third deity of the triad found in the sanctum of this temple is referred to as Ma by the locals and is the mother goddess. It is important to mention here that Dhenkanal was under the Bhaumakaras in the 7th century CE. In the 8th and 9th century CE, around Dhenkanal, the Sulki dynasty, vassals of Bhaumakaras, were in power and worshipped Stambeshwari and Maheshwara Shiva. The Bhanjas of Khinjali Mandala also worshipped Stambeshwari. Hence, the addition of Mother Goddess as one of the deities is not surprising. Over the centuries, various additions have been made, and the temple complex that we have today is similar to the Jagannath temple at Puri. Present-day scholars find similarities between Ma Subhadra of Jagannath temple and Khambeswari of Aska of Ganjam district and Stambeswari of Sonepur. Ma Subhadra is worshipped with the mantra of Bhubaneshwari. Balabhadra has been identified with Shiva, Ekapada Bhairava and Sankarshana Balaram. As a symbol of Vishnu, Jagannath has been identified with Narasimha and Purushottama Krishna. Narasimha would represent the god himself emanating from a wooden pillar or stamba. The word Maha carries a lot of weight in the worship of folk deities. In Jagannath Puri, the word Maha is used in a variety of ways. Mahaprasada means food served in the temple. Mahabahu is another name of Lord Jagannath. Maha implies a fair and in ancient times was called Devayata or simply Yatra. Maybe Puri Ratha Yatra has some similarity with this prehistoric tradition. I conclude this video with the song by
Adi Sankaracharya. Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Moodhamate.
ତୁମେ ମୋର ପ୍ରାଣ ଧନ ପ୍ରଚେନ୍ଦ୍ର ନନ୍ଦନ ଗୋପୀ ମନ ଚୋରା ଶ୍ୟାମ ମୁରଲି ବଦନ ଶିଖି ପୁଛ ଗୁଞ୍ଜାହାର କାହିଁ ହେ ଶ୍ୟାମ ନାଗର ମଥାରେ କେତକୀ ଚୂଳ করে সিনা ছলমল সেবতী দয়না যে তুমঙ্গ শোভন হে গোবিন্দ গোপীনাথ মদন মোহন মদন মোহন ছাড়ি সাঙ্গ সাথী খেলা ଗୋପପୁରର ଗହଳ ଭାଇ ଭଉଣୀଙ୍କ ମେଳ ଆଦରିଛ ନନ୍ଦବାଳ ଛାଡ଼ିନି କୁଞ୍ଜ କାନନ ବିଜେ ରତ୍ନ ଆସନ ହେ ଗୋବିନ୍ଦ ଗୋପୀନାଥ ମଦନ ମୋହନ মদন মোহন হে মাধব বনমালী দুঃখী নয়ন সংখালী দেই শ্রী চরণ ধূলি রখনাথ ଏହି ଅଳି ଦିଅ ଦର୍ଶନ ବାରେ ହୋଇ ବଂଶୀ ବଦନ হে গোবিন্দ গোপীনাথ মদন মোহন মদন মোহন হে গোবিন্দ গোপীনাথ হে গোবিন্দ